What's going on, guys? Skokie here. Welcome back to SteezyRacing for another brand new video for you all again today. This is the Touring Car Championship here at Grand Prix New York. This was the second race that I am racing in out of the 6 races in the series, the third race of the series. This is the qualifying. There was no practice or anything in this race. They just gave us a 7-minute qualifying session to try to figure out the track and figure out what was going on, so I just was doing my best. I think it was 7 minutes. It might have been 8 minutes, actually, now that I think about it. But either way, it was not a lot of time to try to get used to the track. I had never been here before, and I didn't have time to try to, come before the race started, because the race was at 8 a.m., I think we were on track for the first qualifying session, so the track wasn't open beforehand. I couldn't, come practice, and I couldn't come practice the night before because my hotel was a few hours away, so I was on literally nothing about this track. I think I had watched a couple laps on YouTube, but I think the layout ended up changing anyway, because I don't know, I could be wrong about that part, but I had no idea what I was going into when I started racing this track, basically. I had no idea. But I was fast right away. You can see just a minute into qualifying, I'm already making passes. The karts in these races are Biz karts. I think these are the first iteration of the EcoVolt karts. I'm not completely positive on that, but either way, these karts are very, very similar to the karts that I race almost every day at my home track at R1. So the karts felt very, very comfortable as soon as I got into them. I kind of knew what their limits were going to be and what everything was going to do. These karts didn't seem to grip quite as well as the ones at my home track. I had to give a little bit less steering input because I was understeering a lot more. I don't know exactly what the reasoning for that was, if it was the track being more slippery or what, but either way, that's what I felt like when I was driving them. I couldn't drive them quite as hard as I normally do, but I was still going pretty quick and doing fairly well. I was learning the track pretty quickly, I felt like, because I was making passes. I didn't have anybody really bothering me during the qualifying sessions, so I was fairly confident. I had no idea what my times were looking like, and there were 27 people in this race with me. They were just kind of throwing all the qualifying times onto a board afterwards. I think I was in the second group. I'm not positive about that, but either way, I don't think I had all the information. I didn't know where I was qualifying during qualifying. I was putting down laps and seeing where it was, but there was really no way for me to know where I needed to be, because I didn't know what lap times were supposed to look like. I didn't know what the best lap times were going to be. I didn't even really know what my lap time was, because I couldn't find my name on the board when I had no ballpark of where I was going to be on that board, It wasn't sticking out to me while I was trying to focus on learning the track and all that. So a big thing that I was trying to figure out what to do during this session was just a couple of the braking points. I realized that I could use the brakes quite a bit during this track and not lose time. I feel like in electric karts, a lot of the times you can keep it cranked 100% of the time, but in this one it wasn't too bad to get on the brakes a little bit more often, and I used that to my advantage in some of the shorter turning zones, I'll say. I was braking a little bit more than some of the other people and getting my cart really wrapped tightly around. I think that's where I made a lot of the difference, is that I was putting my cart exactly where I wanted to, just as fast as they were, whereas everybody else seemed to just kind of be taking the same line and praying that it was going to do what it needed to do. I felt like I could maneuver my cart around them a little bit more when I was behind them anyway. I'm sure some people felt like they were definitely outclassing me when they were behind me, passing me, but whenever I was behind somebody, I felt like I had a lot more control over where my cart was compared to them. And I think that just comes from I've got a ton of experience in these karts. And even though I've never raced these karts on this sort of track, this whole raised area of the track is very similar to the supercharged tracks that I've raced at before, but I haven't raced at supercharged in Biz karts. I've only raced the supercharged karts at supercharged, and those karts are a lot slower. so it's not as hard to maneuver them around like on the slippery top surface. It was weird to me to have these karts that are usually like super sticky and responsive on the slippery surface. It was a little weird to get used to, but still I adapted fairly quickly and I was pretty fast right off the bat. My main goal coming into this race was to just try to make the A main, because at Monza Foxwoods I came so close to making the A main. I led the B main in the last chance qualifier spot for 10 out of the 12 minutes of that race, so that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. So I really wanted to try my best to be in that top 10 and make the A main this time, because it kind of stung to come so close at a track that I knew so well, and I knew that I knew better than most of the drivers, and still just didn't do very well at. So after this qualifying session, I find out that I qualified 9th out of 27, which is pretty solid, but I also know that a lot of these other guys are going to get faster along the rest of the day too, and that's right on that cut line of 9th in the A main, where you start, like I think 9 start in the A main normally, and then the winner of B main, so 10 people get in. I'm right on that line with where I qualify, and I'm going to be fighting hard all day to stay there. So, I mean, pretty good, but still a little bit stressed. The white flag comes out there. I really wish that we had gotten just a little bit longer. I guess it is 7 minutes, because it's only 6 minutes into the video that the white flag comes out. So, yeah, like I said, I wish we had gotten a little bit longer here on track for practice or whatever, but either way, it was fun to kind of learn the track as we competed, and also the qualifying really, I guess, mirrored the races, because we had to go out on cold tires, figure out what was going on all at once. It was a lot of learning while we did it, so, yeah, it was very interesting. The format was really cool. I'm not going to spoil what happened in the rest of the races, but I had a whole lot of fun here during this race. And like I said, qualified 9th out of 27 during this first qualifier. Not bad at all. If you're watching this, you're interested in racing TKC, check out the signups for TKC at R1. I think there's still room. I would love to race with you guys. I will be there. And honestly, check out this track too, because this track was a ton of fun to race at. I'm sure I would have fun in a regular public session too. But yeah, other than that, leave a like, leave a comment, all that fun stuff. Check out TKC on Instagram. Check out me on TikTok, Instagram, all that fun stuff. And yeah, love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.